Hello, everybody. This is Jerry Stapp with the Stapp Real Estate Group team. I'm here with another edition of Broker Top Tips. So today I have the amazing honor to introduce you Lawrence King. Lawrence King is a luxury real estate, and also he's a certified probate specialist, an all-around sphere of influence coach. Now, Lawrence, welcome, bud. And I know we're
Thank
going
you.
to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, especially your heart, something that you've been a coach on and really trying to get agents to implement this. So let's talk
Right.
about, and I'm going to ask you this question from an agent standpoint. Well, Lawrence, why do I need to manage my database? Why do I need to manage my sphere of influence? Why do I need to manage my contact? Why do I need to do all of that, Lawrence? Why should I do that?
Well, this is the thing. Most agents sometimes they want to be a secret agent. Where when I mean by secret agent is the people that's in your life or may have you know went past you in life at some point. They don't know you as a real estate professional most of the time, right? They don't know that you're in this business day in day out, 365, right? So it's very important that you put all your contacts, every last person that knows you, people that have done business with you in the past, family, friends, your priest, your landscapers, dentists, teachers, your kids' teachers. They should all know who you are and what you do because the number one thing that happens, somebody buys a house with another agent because they didn't know that you were in the business.
Yeah, and that's that like hurts. I'm sure we've all had experiences
Painful.
where one of our close friends or relatives or family members or especially close friends,
Yep.
all of a sudden you find out they use another agent. And what do we say if you're not managing them, if you're not having conversations with them, they're not going to use you as an agent. So have you ever had an instance in the last 10 years where where it's happened to you?
This happened about 6 months ago. Actually, a friend of mine that been friends with for over 20 years now went and purchased a $800,000 property with another agent because they didn't think I was still in the business.
That's like ouch, right? Um,
Worst feeling.
I'll give you an example. So the Halloween before COVID, right? I
Okay.
used to live in an area where they gave out huge candy bars. Like they decorated this whole block with Halloween stuff, right? So everybody comes over to my house, they bring their kids, and we take the kids. There's this circle. We take them trick or treating. And about a block before my house, we're finishing up in the loop and I have some really close friends of mine. When I mean really, really close friends, right? Um, we're walking and I look down and he's on his phone and he's on one of the big searching apps,
Right.
right? And I said, I won't tell you which one, but the big searching app. And I look down, and because we're really good friends, I'm like, dude, get out of that thing, right? What are you doing in that thing? And this is what he said, Lawrence. Um, I just passed that one-story house that's for sale, and because I sold my two-story, I'm in escrow on my two-story, and I want to move it down into a one-story, right? And I was just like, that's never going to happen to me again,
No,
right?
never
Even
again.
though I've had conversations with them at least, so I can ask them, why didn't you use me, right? But never again, Lawrence, never, ever,
No,
ever again,
that's the worst feeling.
right?
Worst feeling.
So tell me, what are some of the systems and tools and little things that we could do to help with that?
So, you, in this business, you have to have a CRM, a client relationship management system, to manage all your database. Everyone that knows you needs to be in this system. You need to have their birthdays, their kids' birthdays, their parents' birthdays, the anniversaries. You need to have all this information in your CRM system to make sure you're not going to lose out or miss out on any dates that was important to them or things that may come up about real estate that you you never followed up on.
Yeah, there's a number that gets thrown out there a lot by a lot of these big coaches that if you're
Mm.
managing your sphere of influence, you manage your database, you get an average of about a 10% return a year. And there's some other bells and whistles that you can do with your CRM, like you can use social media, tie in all that social media stuff. So all of your people in your social media, they're in your CRM. You're having conversations with them, because I know there's something that you're really good at is answering this question, and this is what you're really good about. Answer this question first, and I'll show you how you're really good at this. So, Lawrence, do you believe that the only time you should talk to someone about selling their home is when they're going to sell their home?
No, absolutely not. No way.
But that mentality is with agents is, well, how do I know they're going to sell their home unless they tell me they're going to sell their home? Well, they won't tell you unless you have a relationship with them,
Correct.
right? And so
Right.
before I normally ask that question, I ask this question. How many people do you know or are acquainted with that owns their own home? And I've said this in front of hundreds of agents, in front of 4 agents and 5 agents, and I hear numbers like 10, 50, 100, 150, right? Um, and they're all spouting out these numbers like, oh, I know all this. And then I ask them that first question second, and I say, well, do you believe the only time you should talk to a seller is when they're thinking about selling? And they're all like, no. Well, that 50 people that you said you know, have you had a conversation with them?
Correct.
So what would you do with that 50 people?
So those 50 people, and this is what I do every year. The end of the year in December. So every year, those 50 people will get notifications via email and text on holidays, their birthdays, home anniversaries, market change with mortgage rates. When is a good time to do a HELOC? When is not? Certain events that I'm having throughout the year. They're getting notified on this stuff quite frequently. So I'm not missing any dates at all. And what I do is in that December I retweak for the following year, so it's already ready to go in my CRM system.
Gotcha. Great tips. Also, we put them in our social media, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of that information you just talked about, we can pull up in there. Really just staying top of it and having at least every 3 months calling them and having a conversation, right?
Yes.
Um, like if I said, hey, if you spent those 100, if you had those, say, 50 people that you knew, and you spent the next 2 months just scheduling appointments to have coffee with them and go over what's going on in real estate, it's going to increase the chances that they're going to use you as a real estate
Yep.
agent. So, number one thing, got to have a CRM, right?
Right.
And don't worry about what is the best one to have. The best one to have is whatever which one you're going to use. So I know
Yep.
that we get KV Core, which is a great CRM, but at least you got to have a CRM. Some of the MLSs offer them, but you got to have a CRM. And this
That's the foundation. Is the CRM.
foundation, right? And then, like you said, having your brand in your social media, having your brand in your CRM, managing everybody that you know. Don't let it um, not be managed in your CRM. Now, I remember I was coaching this one agent, and I was telling her all of this, and she happened to tell me in this coaching session, Lawrence, that she was going to the dentist tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
And I asked her, so how long have you been going to this dentist? Oh, I've been going to this dentist for like, 15 years, and I go all the time, and
Yep.
I know him really well and everything like that. And I said, and then I gave her a one liner to ask the dentist, and she didn't want to do it, right? And I said
Okay.
something kind of funny, but I mean, everybody laughs. I mean, the dentist can put his hand in your mouth, but you can't ask him a certain question, right?
Very personal.
Very so so everybody is fair game in your
Yep.
database. Don't overlook
100%.
anybody, right? I mean,
Right. Nobody.
like your gardener, like your pool cleaner, right? I mean,
Yep.
you don't think they clean people's pools for them to get prepped
To
uh,
sell.
for the market, right? And same
Yep.
thing with your gardener, right? Um, so anybody that you know is a potential client or a referral. So this is what I told her. I said, hey, once he gets done working on your teeth, once he gets done on that,
Hmm.
I want you to ask him this question, right? And ask him just like this. Hey doc, do you ever buy investment properties? Do you ever, buy or you need investment properties? Every now and then I come across some good investment properties. Is that something you'd be interested in? Okay, I
You'd
told her
be
to say
amazed.
that, right? The next day, because she was a little too numb to call me the second. the first day.
Jaws was
But she calls me and says, Jerry, you never guess what happened. I asked him that question and he said this to me. Well, a matter of fact, I'm finishing up some commercial buildings and I need an agent to help me lease or rent out all the spaces. So you just never know,
you never know.
right? You just never know.
Well, it's just like tax specialists. Do you know how my tax guy, I make sure he has my contact information because he has everyone coming in every single year. Right around now, they're looking to buy a house. They're looking to sell a house. They have investment properties they're looking to purchase. That is key is to get with your tax specialist before tax season and say, hey, this is the game plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for you whenever you need, whenever you have a client to come in there that wants to talk about selling a home, buying an investment property, how they can strategically invest in real estate. I'm there. I'm your guy, right? I want to make sure he knows that and it's beating his head before tax season starts.
Yeah, and that good old response is just, having a conversation, ask for referral, ask for the business if you truly believe that there's no other agent out there that's going to be able to help them like you can, right?
Right.
So having that value driven thing inside you is going to make a difference. So, but Lawrence, great, great, great tips. So I just want to thank you so much for being on Broker Top Tips. And so a pleasure to have you. Looking good, bud.
Thank you.
And you guys, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If any of you guys like to set up a coaching call with either me or Lawrence King, just reach out to me. I'll make that happen for you. Just thank you again, Lawrence, and have a beautiful day, bud.
Thank you.
You got it.